Hey there, Marla, the Green Home Coach. How are you today? Hey, thanks for joining us at our revised time today. We're at 3:11 today instead of 11:11 on Tuesday due to my scheduling conflicts. So thanks for putting up with it. I will continue to post. Tuesdays have been, we feel, a better day to reach out to folks, but it has been a little crazy with my schedule. So if you have any feedback on a time that you'd like the live, let us know because we have some flexibility. I love that 11:11. It's kind of my lucky number thing, but we can pick any day of the week we want. I think what's most important is I want you guys to know that we're here every week. I am so excited to address questions that you send in or things that we read about on Facebook or in our comments and to really bring them to the table here and have a conversation. So anything that's on your mind, please be sure to reach out to us. You can email me at marla@greenhomecoach or reach us on the Green Home Coach Facebook page. And I think we're pretty much on most of the social media channels for most of us. So we are on LinkedIn and all that as well. So we appreciate you taking a little bit of time to watch this, be it on the live feed or if it's at a later time. But today I wanted to pick up on a topic that we've really been having some conversations about, and it has been discussed a lot at the Builder Show and with different consumers that I've been speaking with and different venues really. And you're also going to have an opportunity to pick up this conversation later in the week in our blog and our podcast, and that's talking about sustainability and green and how it's marketed. And one of the things I've really seen, and we're becoming so conscientious about the language and how you talk about things is so important. And so there's kind of this green and sustainability language that's in general that tends to be targeted more at women. So think organic food and buying green personal care products, etc. And so most of the people that we're watching, or the companies that we're watching, tend to market to the woman consumer. And I pardon the word consumer, but right now it fits since we're talking about buying habits. And that makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways because women make a lot of purchasing decisions about our house, about our personal care, about chemicals and creams and lotions and cleaning products and pet food, and all of that stuff typically, sometimes unfortunately, falls to the woman of the house. So a lot of companies have put kind of a more feminine bent to their marketing. And a couple of articles that I have read have said that, whoa, has this scared away the guys? Because do they not see sustainability and green as macho and as the man thing? And I know in particular, my husband and I have this conversation about his man card. It's kind of the running joke around here, is that something's going to, invalidate his man card. But I think that's a common feeling among the guys, is that they're seen doing certain things that it might not be as manly as they want their self-image to be. So there's been some experimentation in one of the articles that I was reading about actually branding things more manly. And a big piece to think about is how it can be a protection. So sustainable actions can be protecting your family, your community, can be patriotic. It can be a way for us to really show that we as a community are taking care of ourselves first, and as that community grows larger, we're taking care of that community too. And I know I had this conversation a couple of times over the past few weeks with people that, making choices that are more sustainable and green don't just impact us, they impact the people and the companies that are upline, the supply chain, and the people that provide it. So case in point. So let's take organic food, because a lot of us are eating organic food right now. And I know, for one, I'm working really hard to eat more and more organic. I like local first, but it's the middle of winter, so I can't get a lot of local food here right now. So organic is the next. And by the way, if you are choosing local, talk to your local farmers, because a lot of them grow organically, even if they don't certify. So side note. But so organic food, for instance, I get an opportunity to have a better health for me and my family by putting more nutritionally complete food in our bodies, so better fuel. And by doing that, I'm also supporting the farmer and whatever middle companies are in that process, in them having healthier options and not having to work with all of the fertilizers and pesticides and insecticides that they might need if they were growing in a more commercial, traditional way. So I, in effect, by supporting my own health, I've also helped to support the health and well-being of that farmer and the farmer's family and workers and whomever else is there. Excuse me. But we also have an opportunity to say, hey, we're going to support you. And by the way, this is part of the reason it costs a little bit more sometimes to buy organic food, because they're having to do something that's kind of swimming upstream. They're having to do something that's a little bit different than what they were doing before. And it may take a little bit more manual labor. So for instance, you might hand pick weeds instead of putting chemicals on them. I do that in my own yard. I hand pick the dandelions and the weeds out because I don't want to use chemical on my yard. It makes my dog sick. I don't like it. So, we figure that's just a better thing. So that's just one example. So you could translate that into a home product. So for instance, you might choose to support a green product in your home. Maybe it's a carpet that doesn't off-gas and that's made of recycled materials. So by doing that, you are then telling the manufacturer, hey, I support what you're doing because I'm voting with my dollars. I'm buying this product and I want you to keep making it because it's really important to me. Because it's really important for us as consumers and purchasers. While I don't buy a lot, I don't need a lot, but when I do choose what I'm going to buy, I really want to buy conscientiously. So I'm sending a message to that company that says, hey, keep making this product because I'm going to buy it and I want more people to buy it. So the more people that buy this stuff, the more we can help shape what that manufacturer spends their time, money, and resources on producing for us. Because if we don't buy it, then they're not in business. So voting with your dollars is a big, huge piece of sustainability. By buying and taking a little bit of extra time to understand the choices that you can make and the knowledge that you have, and then putting that to use, you can vote with your dollars very effectively. And that's kind of the whole premise behind the book that we just launched 2 weeks ago, Living Green Effortlessly, Simple Choices to a Better Home, is that with a little bit of knowledge, you can make choices that are going to affect you and your family for a long, long time. But it's having that knowledge, not just picking or taking whatever's there, but actually having that knowledge to make those choices. And we don't always get the chance to do that. Pardon the barking in the background. Home office, I got the dogs. We don't always have that chance to choose. Sometimes things are there already and we have to make the best, and you may have to make a trade-off between taking something out and putting it in the landfill, or recycling it hopefully and not putting it in the landfill, or just making do with what you have. So it is a choice, and every single choice, you don't want to agonize over it, but at least if you're thinking about it, acknowledging it, then you're making a sustainable decision. And remember, sustainable means having the opportunity to go on, to perpetuate, and to be there in the future. So sustainable means that it keeps going and that it is doable. So that's really important for all of us. We all need sustainable lives simply because we want them to keep going, and we want them to keep going in a healthy way. So it's all in how you perceive the definitions of these words. So thank you for indulging me for a few moments while I share some of the conversation about sustainability. If you are on our e-news list, I am going to reference a book that I'm getting ready to start. I have just read a tiny bit of it, but it is a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time. It's called The New Grand Strategy, and it is actually about a long-term plan for America that is sustainable in the way that it keeps us secure in our future. And I'm really excited to read it, so stay tuned and we'll talk more about this book. I will post the link to this book and to the Living Green Effortlessly book on the podcast notes. Sorry, wrong venue, on the Facebook Live notes. And I do hope you'll get a chance to listen to the Green Gab podcast this week on sustainability. I'm not sure which day it comes out, but stay tuned. It'll be out once the blog's out this week as well. The blog and the e-news both will link to it. So thank you for your time. I enjoy these conversations very, very much. And come back next week and we will gab some more about green sustainability and bring your questions on. I am looking forward to it. Thank you and have a great day.